Hello friends, welcome to the new video. I seems that many of you have cleared this prelims of the IB-ACIO from the comments that I have read. So in this session I want to talk about something that will be helpful for your mains as well as for your interview. Because internal security is a very important topic, because as I have said in the earlier videos, you can always expect an essay with regards to the internal security. So in this video, what I am going to talk to you is regarding the issue of Naxalism, because very recently we saw an unfortunate incident where 22 of our CRPF Jawans have been killed by the Naxalites in Bastar in Chhattisgarh. So I want you to take your attention to the Naxalism issue, how it is an internal security menace, and what could be the countermeasures to tackle that issue. So in this short video, first of all I will take you to the root causes of Naxalism. In the coming videos, what I am going to talk to you is regarding how we are trying to tackle it, and what is the root cause that is hindering us to tackle it successfully. So Naxalism, the name itself, you have to understand that it came from the village called Naxalbari, right? So you have to understand Naxalism, Naxalbari. Naxalbari is in the Darjeeling section of the West Bengal. And what you have to understand is, like, in that village, there was an uprising that was held in 1967. There were leaders like Kanu Sanyal and Charu Majumdar. Both of them were part of this movement. You have to understand, especially the person at the forefront was Charu Majumdar. He started his career through CPI, and even during the freedom movement, he participated in certain freedom movements like Tebhaga movement. If you have read about Tebhaga movement, it is a movement by the sharecroppers or the tenures of the land against the landlords to reduce the rent. So here also, and after independence also, he was particularly interested in the extreme left ideology, and he was associated with parties like CPI-ML, that is Communist Party of India, Marxist-Leninist. Okay, so you have to understand, right now also there is a party called Communist Party of India, Marxist-Leninist, but don't confuse it with Naxalites, because there is a splendor version of this Marxist-Leninist that went into an armed uprising. We call them as Naxalites, right? And there is an CPI-ML who have actually been participating in elections, so please don't confuse between both of them. So our issue is like this. See, what is I told you a kind of an uprising started in this Naxalbari in 1967. Although it was put down, but the ideology is still surviving. Because you have to understand, 1972 Charu Majumdar was no more. He died of heart attack. And the Kanu Sanyal, the other ideologue of Naxalism, like after a few decades or so, he outrightly rejected this kind of extremist ideologies, and he even lived till 2010. His death was through a suicide, but late phases of this career he was particularly associated with CPIM, and also he was also instrumental in other movements like that of Singur and all. But although he had distanced himself from the armed uprisings, so now you might have understood the meaning of the word Naxalites. Now I will tell you what is their ideology is. Their ideology is actually the ideology of Mao Zedong. That is the reason why they are also known as Maoists, right? The ideology of Mao Zedong is like revolution through the barrel of guns. So that is where this ideology is very dangerous, because in a democratic country and in a democratic setup, there is no room for a violence. So their prescribed aim is like they have to make India a communist republic in the same way that is of China, or they tried in Nepal by 2015. And they are trying to plan something called the Red Corridor. So I will also focus a picture on the screen. You will understand what is Red Corridor. Red Corridor starts from almost from the border of the Kerala in the Western Ghats to as north as till the Bihar, Bengal, Nepal border. So they want to split India north to south and actually have a communist republic by around 2050. Although it seems like a distant dream, or we may even laugh it off, this is not such a challenge that has to be laughed off like that, because in many pockets they actually run the show. That is the reason why we have a very difficulty in intelligence gathering, right? Intelligence gathering becomes very difficult, and the troop movements of the CRPF Jawans will be known to the Naxalites in advance, and they always resort to a hit and run strategy. That means they will not go for a frontal warfare, they will adopt something like a guerrilla tactics, and it has unfortunately caused the life of many of our Jawans. So this is in short what the Naxalism is about, their ideology is about. Right? So if you have not subscribed the channel, please do subscribe the channel and mention it in the comments about how do you feel about this session, or if you are more interested, I will be telling more about what is the modus operandi of the Naxalites, the operations the government have been conducting against them, how we can fight them in various quarters, intellectually, politically, socio-culturally, and finally the way forward to tackle this menace, how we can learn from other countries. So this is all about this session. Please do subscribe and click the bell icon, and I wish you all the best for the people who have cleared the prelims. Keep preparing well for the mains. All the best. Thank you for listening. Thank you.